how have you taken how you've lived and then bring that into your business?
I think it's really twofold. And what I've seen for all these years of working with women in their homes and teaching them in workshops is that you can have the skills, which we're not all born with the skills of organizing, right? But you can learn those. And now
Mm-hmm.
there's all sorts of TV shows, the Marie Kondo and the Home Edit and all these shows, right? So you can learn the skills to figure out how to make the stuff look pretty on the shelves, right? And that's one of the things I teach is like here's 5 key skills to know how to do organizing, right?
So what are those skills? What are those 5 key skills?
So that's labeling, that's taking the time and scheduling it, that's knowing to sort first, that's inevitably always figure out don't leave the space,
Mm-hmm.
and I went out of order,
So
and so
you
now I'm
got
not remembering.
so you, but you got to break that down just a little bit. When you said don't leave out the space,
Right. So
let's.
we squirrel. Everybody squirrels, right? Meaning, oh, I need to go put this glass back in the kitchen. Then you go to the kitchen, you see a couple dirty dishes in there, and so you put those in the dishwasher. Well, now it's full, so let me run the dishwasher. And then the phone rings. I'm going to take that, but I'm going to go to my bedroom to take that because it's quieter in there. And then while I'm in there, I see the rest of that magazine article I haven't finished reading, so I'm going to read.
So the path, you just keep going like
Right,
there's not a focus.
right. As opposed
Mm-hmm.
to, I need to go put my glass in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go put my glass in the kitchen and come right back. Right. But when we're organizing, let's say you're working on your closet, for instance, don't leave that space. And if you
Mm-hmm.
need to use your bed, for instance, to help, kind of pull things out and do the sorting and all of that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But don't leave that space. Set a timer for yourself and make stacks. So that way, like this is the stuff that goes to the kitchen. This is the stuff that goes to my daughter's room. This is the stuff that goes to the garage, because things end up in different rooms, right? That happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're done with that time in that space, then you take each of those stacks and go put them where they belong,
Nice.
right? Well,
And
and
so
part of
so
why
the
we get
distraction, it's a
right, yeah,
distraction. Yeah.
limit your and
Don't.
you can do that
Yeah.
digitally too.
Yeah. In
You
other
know,
words, we live in such a distracted world. So it's being mindful and staying focused at the task at hand. Finish that task and then
right,
move on to the next task. At least, 1 or 2 or 3 tasks, right? That's in front of us, but not all 15 that we
right,
have to do.
right. Well, and some of it is, a great example digitally is we spend the time to go through and clear out our email
Hmm.
in the morning.
Hmm.
Well, then one of those has a link that takes me to a form that I need to fill out. So I finish filling out that form, and then that takes me to a Facebook group, and now I'm on Facebook. Now, right? See, that same squirreling happens there. And so
Have you been watching me, Jennifer? No, I'm just kidding.
we all do it, friend. We do. We all do it. So if you're going through your email, like have a to-do folder. And like, okay, this is a form I have to fill out. Throw that in that to-do folder. And so then when you're in an action mode, then you take the time to do that, right?
Hmm.
Set a timer, right? Set a timer so that that, okay, well, I've got 25 minutes to get through all of my emails from the morning and clear them out. Well, that's going to also help you focus and not squirrel,
Yeah.
right? And so, and one of the places we get so overwhelmed is we start trying to make decisions right away. Great example in your closet. If you just walked in your closet and said, okay, what do I need to keep? What do I need to get rid of? Holy
Hmm.
crap, that's too overwhelming, right?
Hmm.
But if you go through and you sort your closet out where you've got, here's my tops, here's my bottoms. And then in the tops, here's my shirts, my jackets, my dresses. And then amongst shirts, then now I'm going to, so we're still sorting. We're not making decisions, right? We're still sorting. So now I'm going to put them by color. And then once I've got them by color, then I'm going to put them by sleeve length. So now I can pull out the green short sleeve shirts and make a decision about the green short sleeve shirts. Well, that feels easier.
Yeah. It saves
Because
time. I
it's
can see where it saves a
yeah,
lot of time.
absolutely. And you can do it in smaller snippets, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
I said to you that you could get your closet super organized or any space 10 minutes a day, that sounds crazy, right?
Hmm.
But it's true. If you're doing that sorting, so go in and do sorting for 10 minutes and then sort the next day for 10 minutes until it's all fully sorted. And
Yeah.
then start making decisions 10 minutes at a time.
And that's the big difference is a lot of times, and first of all, you stay out of my closet, Jennifer, stay out of my closet. But
Yeah,
the
well,
10 minutes is actually a genius idea because you don't have to, really do it all over, at one time.
right,
Just doing it, a small chunk at a time, eventually you will be done with the whole project. And see it
right.
as
And
a
I'm
project.
absolutely, and I'm a big fan of timers, whether it's a old fashioned egg timer or a digital timer, but not your phone timer, because again, that's another opportunity to squirrel, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but here's what really makes the difference on organizing is so okay, you don't have the skills, so you can acquire the skills, right? Just like anything else. But if you don't have the foundation for the why, it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. And the why is what pulls you back out of it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's understanding, what do you value in that space? What are your priorities in that space? And then what are the functions in that space? Because you can't forget the functions, right? Your closet has to store clothes. Great. But what do you value out of that space? I want a
Hmm.
space. I mean, if you know you could walk into your closet and know that everything fit, everything felt good,
Yeah.
every time you put something on that was in there, it made you feel like a queen. The space felt good. It felt easy. It felt aesthetically pleasing. It felt like a store, like a
It's a
boutique,
vibe. Yeah.
right?
It's a
That
good
feels
vibe. It's good
different
energy. Yeah. It's
for
good
sure.
feeling. Yeah.
And then now think about how that's going to make you feel different when you start your day in there,
Yeah.
right? It's the difference between a Nordstrom's and a Ross, right? At Ross, you
Hmm.
can find clothes, but you got to dig and it's kind of a hot mess. And whereas at Nordstrom's, everything's already sorted, right?
Organized.
You've got things
Hmm.
together, they're by color, they're by size, it's neat and tidy, the lighting is lovely, there's some beauty around you. Whereas Ross is very warehouse, right?
Hmm.
Whereas Nordstrom's, there's nice lighting, there's carpet, there's some decor.
It's
So
really the quickest way of improving the quality of your life.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
it also helps to keep it that way because
Hmm.
when it gets hard, you remember the why, right?
Hmm.
You can remember that, well, I know that these boxes are supposed to go in the pantry on the shelf like that, right? Like you can remember that
Hmm.
skill, but when you're having a hard day, that's not going to keep
Hmm.
you doing it, right? It's the whatever, just throw it in there.
Hmm.
It's the it's that feeling that you want out of it. What do you value in it? That's what keeps it in check. That's what
Yeah.
keeps you in check. That's what, having shared values, like think about like a living room space or a bedroom space and having shared values, right? Because
Hmm.
we all know people, if we're not also those people where, you know, one of the partners, oftentimes the wife, but not always, is the
Yeah.
one who does the decor and needs to figure out everything in the bedroom, right? And then the
Hmm.
partner just sort of like comes along for the ride, but then has this whole pile of laundry over on the side and is totally
Yeah.
messing up the vibe, right?
Yeah.
And then you're feeling really resentful because he's not with the program, but really it's not even his program, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you take your values, he creates his values, and then together you take those and create a shared value set for that bedroom space. So you're creating that value set by
Mhm.
space, right? Because it looks different in every space. Then now you both have investment in that space. You both have a shared why. And there may be some compromises in there, of course. That's relationships, right? But you've got that shared why. And so that doesn't mean that it's not going to be chaos sometimes in your bedroom, right? Life happens.
Yeah.
But it means that it can pop back into place because you have the value set there. You have that foundation and you have the skills to be able to make that happen.